Could we have a voting machine that's made in America? Would that be too difficult of a concept? Hello?
Hello?
Hello and welcome to another edition of Reality Check. I'm your host, Scott Branan.
And I'm Patty Cummings.
And today we're going to be talking about free and fair elections.
Yes.
I don't know about you. I'm just going to throw this out there. I personally want free and fair elections.
So do I.
Fraudulent free. Is that so much to ask? I mean, really, that's all we're asking. And you know what? Here's the thing. I truthfully think that most conservatives agree that we want free and fair. I actually think some Democrats also want
There's a lot of
free
Democrats.
elections.
I know a lot of them, and I'm friends with them. They're saying the same thing. I think it's more the far left.
But we do disagree of whether or not this particular election has been free and fair. And so that's kind of our topic today. If Biden really did get more votes, then he should be our president.
Yes, I would agree with that.
If Trump got more votes, then he should be our president.
Which he is our president
It's really
as
not a
of right
hard
now.
concept to get across. Okay, but what's happening is people are saying, "Oh, you just want Trump to be president, so you're not accepting that." No. You just want Biden to be president, so you're not accepting the fact that there's a whole bunch of proof of fraudulent activity going on. So I just want to ask you this. I just want to be bold and ask the Democrats out there, why not prove it to us? Prove us that we're crazy conspiracy theorists by simply doing the recounts and going through all of those places. Just because the news has declared that Biden is the winner, the states have not. And the states are the ones that have the authority to do that. Nobody else.
That's right.
So why not just make it like the actual reality of what's going on?
Why can't we go in? The Republican Party.
Right, yeah.
Since when is it the rule or their law that's only the Democrats that can count these ballots? I mean, we've been fighting to go to court just to have our own party to oversee what they're counting. Since when did this happen, Scott? I don't ever remember this happening.
No, I don't either. I mean, I remember hanging chads and some weird stuff that happened in the election, and I think it was 2000. Is that right? And, okay. And that was crazy Florida. And we fixed it. We did better because we recognized that people deserved better and they deserved a much better system and a fair system. Okay, so we're saying that if there's an issue, okay, this whole thing with Dominion being owned by, is it the Germans or China? I've heard both.
Yeah.
I don't know who owns
I've
Dominion.
heard a lot of German and
to me that's
and
a
a lot of people are
conflict of
here in
interest.
China.
So if that's the case, why are we doing that? Why are we using that?
You're looking more guilty.
Could we have a
That's
voting
what's
machine
happening.
that's made in America? Would that be too difficult of a concept? Hello?
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 I totally agree with that one too, Scott.
Here's why. Because the future of voting depends on this. If we allow this to go
It's
on
over,
now,
if you ask me.
then it will continue to go on.
Honestly, in my opinion, Scott, with everything that we are watching right now, which has been, once again, a misbelief that we've talked about, but we know the truth and we know the fact. No one, I know me especially, and many people I've talked to, will ever trust the voting system again.
Right, yeah.
How will you? I mean, seriously. I really believe under the Trump administration, when he gets into office for another 4 years, everything's going to change. Everything as we see it. Because we will never trust this system again. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people didn't vote because they always said, my vote never counted, nor mattered. Well, hello, look what we just proved to those that never voted.
Well, this
Look at
year
the war we're
we've
in
proven
right
that
now.
your vote for Trump did vote for Biden. That's what we proved.
Well, let's talk about Trump and Biden real quick at the rallies. I'm really thrown by this whole rally concept here. So here we are in October. Trump's doing 4 to 5 rallies a day with an average of 25,000 people showing up at the rallies, and then you have Biden.
Yeah, and he's definitely not having the same amount. So it's difficult for us to believe that Biden just got more votes than any other candidate in history. Now, I will say this.
No, let's talk about Biden's rallies.
There is this. So, there was a huge push on Facebook and a lot of this stuff. So I think more people voted maybe than before because I think people were worked up. People that hated Trump, more people voted for Biden. Yeah. But a lot of people didn't like Biden, so a lot of people voted for Trump because they were worked up. So I can see where there's more votes than ever before. But the fact, and here's, I guess, I keep seeing this map in my head. If you think about all the states that surround Georgia. Yeah. Georgia's in gray right now because we're not sure, but all the states around it are red. It's just hard for me to believe that on that one, those 4 lines, right at that line, the Florida-Georgia line, that suddenly those people voted a different way. It's like there's kind of pockets of our country that kind of vote similarly, and some are this way, some are that way. But to say that this state has obviously gone the other way when every single thing around it is different, it's a little hard to swallow that. Yes, I understand Atlanta's a little more liberal, but Georgia's a fairly good-sized state.
It's hard. It's hard for me. I'm going to go back to, once again, Biden's rallies. You got 12, 13 cars, and how many people's in a car? 2 or 3?
Yeah, maybe.
You
2,
know,
3,
and
maybe
a lot
4.
of us always thought it was really cute because a lot of beep, 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 beep going on, and then you would have, here's Trump. Oh yeah, everyone's woo, America, freedom, USA, and we're talking thousands. We're not talking 15.
Right, yeah.
Maybe sometimes 20.
This is a man who sat
thousands.
in his basement for months
Never came
and
out
suddenly
of the basement.
got more votes than the person who's actually going around getting 30,000 people in arenas. Come on, people. Well, maybe he didn't need
reality check.
Patty, maybe he didn't need to campaign because, all the voting machines were skewed. I mean, why campaign when you know you're going to win? I don't know. But let's see here. Freedom of voting. Freedom of voting is to me should be a simple concept.
Yeah.
The freedom to vote, and then when you vote, your vote actually counts. That is pretty much America. That's what sets us apart from a ton of other places. Yeah. And here's the thing, and I want you to hear this from conservatives, from crazy conservatives and normal conservatives. I want you to hear this.
The crazy conservative.
I want every vote, real vote, actual vote of person that are living. I want real votes to count. I don't want dead people to be voted. I don't want people to have the ability to vote 4 and 5 times. And so the whole mail-in concept, I understand that we need to be able to get to people who can't go out and vote, but by doing the mail-in voting, it's a little difficult. You're not looking at signatures. You're not comparing identities and stuff like that. So it leaves itself susceptible to me. I could have a ballot mailed to my house in Pennsylvania and a ballot mailed to my house in Florida. That sounds like I have more than one house, which is not the case. But if I did, and then what's to say that I didn't vote twice and send it in?
But here's the thing. At least the team didn't lie, the Biden team. I will hand that to them. All votes matter is what they stated. All votes matter on a continuous basis, over and over and over. Well, guess what? You were correct, because to you, all votes do matter. They included dead people, foreigners, even dogs. So they did kind of tell you what they were doing.
I think it's a misconception that a lot of dogs are liberal. I think a lot of dogs...
My dog is definitely a conservative.
I think most dogs are conservative. Cats are liberal. There's no doubt in my mind that cats... Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Look, it comes down... This is the reality check for today, and that is we all agree that we want real, actual votes to count, and whoever actually wins with more votes should be the president.
Yes.
But...
It's not
since
over.
half of the country right now is not convinced of that, then I think it's on the Democrats' shoulders to prove it to the rest of the country that you actually won. What would be the harm in that?
Let us in.
Why would you not want to prove that, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that all of us crazy conspiracy theories are the type of people that we think that... Why not prove it to us? Why not? What would be the harm?
Let us in. Let us in the polls to oversee what's happening. Why are you fighting us on this? Why are you taking us to court? That's my question.
That's all of our questions.
Yeah.
That is a reality check. Thanks for joining.
Bye.